Hi friends, today I'm going to show you how to create a simple notepad using Python Kivy. Let's run our application. So when I click on notepad, it switches to the other screen. I edit whatever, I write whatever I want to write. Let's write today's tutorial. And while I click on menu, it saves my text and I close the application too. I run it again. It still shows today's tutorial. So that's what we are going to be working on. So let's get started. Hi, please, if you are new to this channel, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button right now, hit the like button, and also share this video. And also, please don't forget to support me on PayPal, please, so that I keep being motivated and showing you this great content and helping you improve your programming and coding skills and Python skills with other programming language. So let's get started. So the first thing we are going to do now is to import some stuffs. First of all, let's write from kv.app, import app, then from kv.properties, import string properties, import os.path, import json, import we don't need json, just import pico, import from kv dot lang dot builder, import builder, import builder, from kv dot uix dot widget, import widget. Another one again from Kivy, Kivy dot text input, dot text from Kivy dot uix dot text input, import text input, from kv dot uix dot box layout, you write import box layout. And finally, from kv.uix.screen manager, import screen dot screen and screen manager. So that's our first step. So secondly, we create the screens we are going to manage, which is the menu screen and the main notepad screen. So the menu screen will be we'll first write class, we'll create the app class, that is switch, then we'll call it, we write app, and create a function here, df build self, and we say screen, create a variable which is screen equal to builder dot load string, which is a screen, which we call it screen manager. Screen manager. So then from here, here's what we are going to do right now. Right over here, we are going to create the screen managers. Screen manager equal to for us to manage the screens. This is just like a Kivy form of file where we are going to manage the menu screen and the main notepad screen. So that's the main kind of Kivy file. I'm not used to creating a new Kivy, like coming right over here, creating a Kivy file. I can just decide to use this method. So let's create another class again, which is for first screen class. We'll call it first screen. Then we'll write screen bracket, call it or just let's leave it like this first, and we write pass here, and also the second screen, we are going to create a class for the second screen. We write second screen. Second screen, then we pass the variable, right? Pass. So that's what we are going to do right here. We've created the app class, the first screen and the second screen. So now we are going to try to manage our screen switching. We are going to write something here, right over here, which is sm equal to, then we write screen manager, then we write sm dot add widget, then the widget is the first screen, then here's what we are going to do. We just write first screen like this, then we'll come here again, write sm dot add widget, that is second screen. Then also we do something here, we write switch, then dot run. So that's all for this step. The next thing we are going to do after this step, we come right over here. Now we program our switching of screen from a certain screen. So here's what we are going to do now. We write screen manager, then we give 4-line spacing, 1 2 3 4, then write first screen, that is our first screen class and second screen. So we come here, we create our class here for first screen, first screen. Then we write, you come down here, we give 4 line spacing, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we write name, the name of the screen is first. We call it first. Then we come down here again. We create our relative layout. Relative layout. Then we'll give 4 line spacing, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then write orientation, which is vertical. Then we come down here and write our position equals to self.position. And also we create a button here. We come like this, we move back and write button. Then the name of the button, 1, 2, 3, 4, text, which is Notepad. Write Notepad. Then on press, which is going to be root dot manage dot current. Wait, sorry, just let's leave this one first. We are creating the screens. I will explain to you what we are going to do next on that. Then second screen, we are going to create our second screen. Name, which is going to be second. Then 2, 3, relative layout. 1, 2, 3, 4. Orientation, which is going to be vertical to vertical. Then position, we are going to write self dot pose. Then size, root dot size. So here's what I'm doing now. I'm programming how the first screen would look like. The first screen, I just want it to display button under my relative layout. I just want it to display button. And the second screen, I want it to display the text input, where we are going to input whatever we want to write on our notepad, and the menu, also the menu the menu button. So that's what we are doing here. So let's continue. So now what we are going to do now here, right over here now, is that after we write our this thing, we are going to create our text input. Text input. Then we'll go down 1, 2, 3, 4. ID. We call it input. Text goes to root dot your text. Text will just be just let's leave it like that. Then position dot position underscore hint, which is going to be we are going to write center. We are going to we are going to give it the position and the size of the text input. So let's give it center underscore x. Then we are going to write it like this 0.5. Then center y, center y. Also, we are going to give it 0.705, and we are going to put our bracket. Size, we're going to give it its size. Size dot size dot hint, which is 0.95, and 0.5. We are just defining how the text input will look like. So finally, let's create our button, which is going to be the 1, 2, 3, 4 text equal to menu. Then let's define the size of the button, how it's going to fit below the screen. We are going to say size underscore hint, which is going to be 1 bracket 0.2. That is and let's just leave it like that. So we are done with, we have already created how the interface, we have already created the interface of the first screen and the second screen. So now the next step is for us to be able to manage our switching of the screen from first screen to the second screen and also back to the first screen. We are going to be managing our switching. So now let's get started with it now. So here's what we are going to do now. We are going to go down right over here under this first screen where I put SM equal to screen manager. We are going to write name, which is equal to first. See what we are talking about here. This name of the first screen under this first screen class here. So we are going to come under here. So we are going to do the same. We are going to come under this sm.add widget, which is first screen, and the name of it equals to first. And also the same thing is going to be applied to this one too. So second, we also wrote second right over here, the name, which is second. So, and finally we are going to come over this side here on press. What happens that when we press the notepad button, when we click on the notepad button, what will happen now? So here's what we are going to write over here. We are going to write root dot manager dot current, which is going to be equal to second screen, which is going to be equal to this variable here. And also, when we click, let's also do the same thing. I'll just copy and paste. Also, here on pressed, we are going to write the same thing, but this time is going to be first. To switch back from the second screen, whenever we are in the second screen, we click the button or click the menu button, we are going to switch back to this first screen here. And let's just call it save. So let's run it now. It says some error, type error, first screen takes no argument. uh, oh, here I'm supposed to write screen manager. Let's see if it's going to work now, right now. Manager, screen manager. Dev, screen now. Screen equal to screen manager. Then, oh, we forgot to do something. Let's write return, return screen. I guess it's going to work right now. First screen is still showing the error. Type error. Oh, finally, I think we forgot to write something, which is screen. No, write screen. So let's run now. It's going to work this time around. Uh, Attribute error pressed where um on press. It's on press. Let's run it right now. It's going to work. If we click on here, it switches to this place, and if we click save, it goes back. Now we've already created the screen management. We've already created the screen management. Yeah, so let's get to the next step. So the next step, now we can write something. We can be able to write anything under here, under this text input. But what we want to do is that whenever we want to save, we want to make sure that the saving is working, that even while we close it and we run it again, it's going to show, but it's not showing right now. So we are going to be working on the saving part right now. So let's start writing some scripts. So now the next step we are going to do right over here now is to for us to be able to save this, for us to be able to save the application whenever we click the save button. So here's what we are going to do. We are going to create a function right over here and clear the pass. We are going to clear the pass and write df save. Then under the def dot save, we are going to write text equal to pickle. Remember, we imported the pickle module when we were writing. We were importing some other stuff too. So we are going to we import. You have to import the pickle module first. You'll write dot dump, then brackets. We are going to call the file here, the name of the file here, which is, let's call it Notepad. Then write our comma again. No, we are not supposed to do that. Name of our this, write text, then write comma. Ignore the error. then write open, then open bracket again. We are going to write the name of the file the name of the file we are saving, which is Notepad. We are going to call it Notepad. Then bracket WB. So that is for our saving part. So for our loading, for us to load the application whenever, maybe when we just open the screen, when we just after we've input any text and we click on the save and we cancel the application, and while we open it and we click on the notepad screen and next move over to the second screen. So when we move to the second screen now, we want to load the text. So here's what we are going to write now here. I'm going to write load equal to text equal to pico dot load bracket open file, which is just open, which is notepad. We call it notepad. This same saving the name of the file we save, which is notepad. Then we come here, write comma, or we write rb rb. So that is our for our loading part now. So let's clear the error right now, right over here. So to clear the error now, let's go right over to this second, from here now, second screen, where whenever we press our button save, aside from us moving back to the first screen, we write on press again. We write on press, then we write um root dot save. That means whenever we press our button, it's going to it's going to do this, which is to save the application. It's going to save the text we've written here. So now there's one thing that is being that we are I'm puzzling. We are going to I'm puzzling on my mind now, is that how are we going to get that exact text whenever we are going to save that our notepad, whatever we've written here, whatever we've written over that notepad, and also load that same text again when we open the application. So let's work on it now. Here's what we are going to do. So for us to make sure that whatever we write under this text input, Python will help us save that exact text. Here's what we are going to do over here. We are going to write text equal to self. We are going to write. We are going to first of all create a variable. I want to show you something. So that means whenever we write something under this text input here, we are going to save it. So here's what we are going to write here. Text equal to self dot ids self I forgot to dot ids dot input dot text. So that means we are calling on this input id whenever we want to connect this text input, whatever we wrote, we must write id first. We will now write input. We now write anything we want to name the id. Then we'll now come here right over here and create a variable for it, self.ids, to in order to get that exact text we've written. And also we are going to, on this place here, right over here, whenever we press the save button on press but we're going to write root.save. That means we are calling on the save function right over the under the second screen, which is we are going to call this self.ids. That means we should get the text we've written here, and after when we get the text, we save it. And also, not only saving the text, we print the text. So I'll show you something right over there. So the loading we need to clear. I clear the I have to, first of all, let's work on the saving part. You have to work on the saving part. Let's see if it will work now. Notepad. Let's write the note, my notepad, my notepad, and notepad. Let's write it correctly. Once we've written it now correctly, it shows none. It seems I'm missing something right over here. We will have done something right over here, which is let's call this, it says none. What will be the issue here? I think we have to put this print here, right over here. The notepad. I'll click on save. It prints the notepad. So it has already saved our the text we've written right over here. It has saved it now. Now it's for us to load it. Now we are going to work on the loading section, because you have to pay attention in this loading section I want to talk about. So here I want to show you something which you have to pay close attention right over here. But first of all, before we do that, let's try to load let's try to load our application. Whenever we save, I want to load whatever we save. Whenever we open the application, maybe we open the application for it to load the text that we've written. So here's what we are going to do right over here. I'm going to say load equal to text equal to pickle dot load, which is open which is notepad, the name of the file. Then we write comma, then rb. So then we print the value, which is print that our text load, which is load. So let's run it right now and see. So we run it now, the notepad. It loaded it for us there right over here. It load what we say. So let's just write something right over here. Hi. It saves the variable. Now we close the application, and when we run it again, it load the variable hi. And the final thing we are supposed to do, when we click on this when we click on the notepad, it should display this hi here. So how are we going to do it? Let's work on that. So what we are going to do is to create a variable called text input. Text input. We are going to say equal to string properties. We've imported string properties right over here, which it is a string properties. So we write string property, comma, then write load, and we are going to write no, Yeah, we are going to write load. Let's just bring this down right over here. So, and we have to make sure we link it from our we link this text input to whatever we write here. We should display what the text. We should display our load text right over this place, which is the text here. So here's what we are going to do. We are just going to write text input. We are going to write text input. Root is root dot text input. So let's see if it's going to work right now. You'll see it's displaying the high. Let's write another ty, then we save it. It saves as ty. And when we close the application and we run it again, it still display ty. There is one more thing we are supposed to do, and please pay close attention. So I want to show you something very important right here. Normally, our application is working fine, it's working fine. Whenever we open it, we load back our listing, we save it, we close the application, and we run it again, and it shows back what our previous text we've written. So here's something you have to pay attention to now, right over here. I want to change the name of this. Normally, first of all, I want to say something. Whenever we open maybe now I'm new to the app now, I want to use the Notepad. Normally, I'm supposed to open the Notepad application and it should be empty. It should instead of me it's loading anything, it's supposed to be empty. And whenever I type anything and save, it saves the whatever I've written. It saves it even while I close the application. I run it again, it still saves. So how are we going to do that now? So we already have this notepad saved. Now let's assume that I'm starting again, I'm making a new application, a notepad application. I put it as notepad one, and notepad one here, the name of the file. I save it as another thing now. I want to load the application. It says it displays an error. It's going to display an error which is file not found error. There's no such directory as notepad one. The reason why it's saying that, because we haven't saved anything, we can't open what we haven't saved. It's going to definitely display an error. And if we build this as an application and we run it on maybe our mobile device or anything, it's going to show, it's going to crash, and definitely it won't work like that. So what we want to do now is that when we open the application, it won't definitely show any error since we haven't saved it. We can't load what we haven't saved. It won't show. We are going to make sure that it's not going to show any error. And when we save it again, we save it as notepad one, the name of the file as notepad one. Then when we load the file again, it's going to load back this notepad one again without error. So here's what we are going to do right here. So we are going to write if os dot path dot is file, which is, so we are going to tell Python now that if if we have saved this file called notepad one, let's call it notepad, the file name which is notepad1. If there is a file named notepad1, we then load the application. But if there is nothing like that, we write else right over here. Else. Then if there is no such file as this notepad one that is showing file not found error, if there is nothing like that that exists, here's just what we want Python to do. We want it to just load this. We are going to load our string text input, which is going to be equal to string property. We are going to make it empty if such directory does not exist. Then text input is going to be empty, and also let's write something. I'm missing something here, right over here. That means I don't know why it's showing error. I think we did not do something else. Let's adjust this test. um all right, still showing some error. 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4. Then also we are going to write something else. So that means if what we are saying now is that if this file exists, if this save file exists, notepad one exists, then we should load the file directly. But if it doesn't exist, we should just make sure that the string property is empty. We should just make sure that the text, we should not load anything at all. We should just not load anything. We should just make sure that the text input should be empty. This text here, right over here, the text here should be um empty. Nothing should be written here. We can just write it like this and give it space if you want, or just leave it like this. And let's tell Python to write something. Let's say print um file does not exist. And also right over this side too, we tell it to print file does exist. So let's run it now. It's not going to give us this file not found error again. Trust me, let's run it. Now it shows here, right over here, it says file does not exist. And when we save something, write anything, I'll click save. It saves our text, and we terminate the application and we run it again. And it says files does exist now because we've already saved the notepad one file. So when we load it now, it will the application. No matter how we change it, maybe someone is just starting wants to save it as a different, maybe someone is making a notepad application, we change it. Let's even change it to anything we want to change it. Notepad 11 here, and also notepad 11 is still going to work. Let's run it. So we run it, it say file does not exist. It did not give us any error. So let's write anything here, save, and let's terminate the application and we load it. And it says files does exist, and we click on notepad, it loads back. So that is how to create a simple notepad with Python Kivy. So that's all for this YouTube tutorial. Thanks for watching. And please, if you don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and share this video. to others who needs it. And please don't forget to support me on PayPal too. Don't forget that, so that I keep creating more content for you, and upgrading your skills in Python programming and other programming languages. Thanks for watching.